Greetings and welcome back to yet another episode of the Binding of Isaac Repentance. And today, before we start, I will have to give you a warning for a spoiler, because as soon as I get into the character selection, there will be a character there which maybe you haven't seen or maybe you don't want to see yet. Just in case, I'm telling you ahead of time. If you don't want to see it, you can click away, you can maybe distract yourself with something else and leave the video running, because it gives me views and engagement. But in any case, I'm not suggesting you do that, by the way. That was just a joke. If the Google DeepMind sees this, it's just a joke. You shouldn't do that. It's fine. Okay, I gave you enough time. Now we can actually go into the new run. And you may notice that there's something on the left there, which says E, and it looks like it's swapping something. And if you do it, this happens. Now, if you're still decided that maybe you don't care about spoilers and you're not exactly sure where this fella came from, he's from the previous episode, and essentially you have to go to the secret ending, use a red key or a trinket which functions as the red key to unlock him. And essentially there's a set of 16 new characters, or 17, no, it's 17 new characters, which basically just function differently. And from my understanding, they're all wildly different from their basic counterparts. I mean, when I say wildly, I don't mean really wildly, but to an extent they're quite different. So now I'm thinking of just picking up the D6, because now we're just Isaac. But you notice the first interesting mechanic of this character, right? First of all, you see that there's some like rectangles and dots in the top left. Even I'm not sure what's up with that. I feel like there's a limit, like it's our inventory as to how many items we can hold. But you also saw that all the items kind of flip between the two, right? And that kind of gives you more choices about which items to pick up. And for that reason, I feel like to balance it out, the items that you pick up are a little bit more limited, so you only stick to the really good ones. Now, I'm not sure how the items function with this 6. I assume if you re-roll them, you get another 2 choices. So essentially, we're going to be seeing 4 items with every re-roll, and you can imagine that that's actually quite powerful. I'm not sure how strong this character is. I'm not sure which path we're gonna take. The rule from now on, I kind of decided yesterday. I was playing, trying to get to the new path, and actually ended up beating the new final boss of the game. I actually wasn't that far off from my previous attempt in the previous video, but there's a cool little sequence which I can't wait to show off on the YouTube video. But because I wouldn't say it's a super difficult boss fight, but it's definitely what I would say a long boss fight. And because it's long, I'm feeling like depending on how strong we are, we're gonna decide where we're gonna go. Because if it's only a mediocre run, I feel like we can do a regular path. If we end up having a really strong run, maybe we can fight Mother, or if we have a really strong run, maybe we can go fight this guy. And it's nice because it's modular, right? To some extent. I guess for Mother you kind of have to decide to get the knife pieces. And you can't really like change your course midway, but that's kind of my general strategy going into this. I won't try to force the new bosses every single time, because I feel like they'd also lose on their novelty if I just play them over and over again. Plus there's a lot of base Isaac content to still discover and just have fun with, so I won't be the one to say no. Now, a cube of meat I feel like in regular circumstances would be great, but because we're playing as this guy, I feel like it's not really. So I'll just re-roll this just to see what happens, and this is immediately a little bit better, I think, at least. I'm not 100% sure on that one, but I feel like it's a little bit better. Now don't get me wrong, Cube of Meat is one of the best items in the game, but its real power comes from the fact that it deals a lot of contact damage, and because I'm still not quite familiar with the patterns yet, I feel like it's not exactly the most... Oh my god, Magic Mush. Well, don't mind if I did. Yeah, because I'm not used to some of the new enemy patterns yet. I'm not quite used to it in the sense that I could use it offensively to its full efficacy. So in that effect, it just becomes a defensive item more than an unoffensive item. And while it functions okay as a defensive item, I feel like when you have 4 item choices to pick out from, there will usually be a better item than that, right? So kind of the power levels of some items shift, because in regular circumstances you just take it and be like, hey, it's a great item. But knowing that there's like 3 other items you can potentially choose from if you don't pick Cube of Meat, it's like, maybe Cube of Meat's not that good. Okay, so this seems like an interesting character, like at least decision-wise. I wouldn't say he adds wildly different mechanics to the game, but certainly some interesting ones. And the fact you're limited to 8 passive items is kind of strange. Now, I'm not sure if we take, for example, Magic Mush away, if we're also gonna lose our health upgrade, or how all that shingding is gonna work. I noticed there were bombs there. I'll go bomb them later. I just want to fight the boss first. This attack is so weird. Like, genuinely, I don't know how to deal with it. Maybe just treat him like as a sphere. I also discovered how to beat these guys yesterday, and the idea is just take them for a walk. Just take them for a walk. You just have to circle around them, take them for a walk, and that's how you beat them. So just have that in mind when you're fighting them. Take them for a walk, take them for a walk. That's... See, now, like, Devil Deals seem excellent, but actually I'll go the Angel Deal route this time, and this is terrible. Give me something good. This is terrible again. I'll come back if I get a battery charge. I can decide to be ultra picky now, because I won't settle for mediocrity with a 4-item choice combo. It's just not happening. But to be fair, I can pick up... So, from my understanding at least, when you pick up the 9th item, one of your 8 items is replaced. Now, I'm not sure if they cycle, so you can kind of tailor your run, or if it's just the first item that you picked up goes out of your inventory, or what is it? So I'm not exactly sure on that one, but you know, this is an exploratory phase, so let's explore, I suppose. Let me just maybe the secret room is here, yeah. I'm not exactly sure what I'm looking for on this floor. I feel like we've exhausted it, and this floor is universally pretty small. I'll take a health upgrade just for the sake of having something that's actually useful, and just for the sake of seeing what happens if I end up going with it. And you know, like, Pageant Boy is another good example because it's a passive item. Maybe I should have taken that instead. Because it gives you pennies, like, it's not something to pick up. Like, does that count as a passive item? Is that something that's counted in your inventory? Like, if you re-roll it or replace it with another item, do you lose the pennies that you picked up? You know, I have a lot of questions. And none of the answers. This reminds me of Lost. Lost, by the way, if you haven't seen it, and you're looking for a mystery, I feel like the first 2 seasons of Lost is some of the best mystery TV writing I've seen in maybe forever. Then after season 2 it kind of goes downhill, but still I managed to enjoy it. But it's the perfect show of just keeping you on the edge at all times, and just giving you just enough information to want to keep going but not really have any idea what's going on. Because some of the things that happen in there are so outlandish. So I feel like a good mystery needs to contain some element of how the hell is this happening, this makes no sense. And then what makes a mystery satisfying is having a plausible explanation, a plausible and an interesting explanation for those implausible things happening, right? I think that's self-evident to some extent. It makes sense when you say it out loud. Oh, Pertro. Oh, another reroll item. Don't mind if I did. I just unlocked this yesterday because I did like a challenge run or 2. I think. I think that's what happened. Yesterday is a bit hazy, honestly. I mentioned my sleep, like it was just one of those days where you end up feeling like you need more sleep. And well, today was even worse. And I don't... So, okay, I didn't know he... Like, it felt like he jumped a little farther because he jumped over a rock there. Oh, man. This is actually not that easy of an attack to dodge. But hey, we got through it, that's fine. This is not good. Reroll. This is better. Like, I'll take a screw. Like, it feels like that this is a decent enough upgrade. It gives you a little bit more DPS. Yeah, sorry, I was talking about my sleep patterns, because this is a sleep diary now, and you just have to listen to me go on and on about my less than ideal sleep sometimes. But you know, I had this night today where you kind of wake up feeling like you were thinking all night. Because I don't know, like I was dreaming something, like I was living in a new home or whatever, and there was like, I'm not even sure, like I was in Italy, I think. It was kind of weird. I mean, that's not really the point. The point was that I felt like my mind was super active during all my sleep, because I was in a new environment. It was a language I didn't understand. I was trying to, I don't know, like go to school, like do something. And it felt like I was just mentally active all night, and then I woke up. I was like, wow, man, I had, like, it's time to go to sleep, but I just woke up, so it's like that's one of the worst reasons. And I feel like it happens because like I do maybe something too mentally taxing just before I go to sleep, and then that sucks. Then as a result of that, I end up so none of these are really good, so I guess we're gonna go righty. Rare card. I'll use it. No reason not to use it. So yeah, if you do something too mentally taxing, I feel like if you go to sleep, then that's what ends up happening. It's not ideal. I mean, it's not the worst. Like you know, you survive through it. It just kind of puts you out for a day. I feel, right. It's just like, eh. Oh, Scorpio, Virgo. Oh, it's Virgo. I always mix those two up, but Scorpio has a tail outside and Virgo has a tail on the inside. Again, something I knew back in the day when I played a lot of Isaac, or when I was going to Zodiac Tarot readings, I guess, but now that knowledge has escaped my brain. Mirror World, like I said, like if it ends up being a strong run, and I see no reason why it couldn't be. We might go and fight a final boss, like one of the new ones, and if not, then I won't force it. Corn poops. I was talking about corn poops. Like I was just thinking about. I just wait. I just mixed two concepts up. What I was trying to say. So does this item switch to? No, this one doesn't. Okay, that makes sense. You can re-roll it, which is also interesting. I was talking about the mystery shows, right? And like Lost in particular just feels like such a good example of that. Because I mean, like I said, the first two seasons, like they set up the mystery so well, but the way they resolve it is, I wouldn't even say unsatisfying. It's just you need to suspend your disbelief a little bit too much for it to be organic, I suppose. It doesn't feel like an organic explanation for what's happening. And I know that like when you go into the paranormal stuff, it's hard to like, oh, time travel, blah blah blah, right? I mean, it's such an easy cop out. Like, let me be honest with you, I don't like time travel in movies. I feel like it's an easy way for whoever's making. Okay, that was a great shot, dude. So I guess we'll be leaving. I'm gonna get the second item. I'll take my bow and just scurry on out of here. But yeah, so whenever a director uses time travel in their movies, I feel like it just gives them an excuse to be totally... oh my god, it's my item. Telekinesis. I have to take it. But Infestation 2 is so good. That's a hard choice. Okay. For the sake of a good run, I'll take Infestation 2, not Telekinesis. I haven't seen the new Telekinesis yet. I'll save it for another run when we don't have a D6. But oh my god, that was nice. Like I would have picked it up if I had a way to re-roll it, but Infestation 2 is so good. Maybe I'm not being too honest to my creation here and not giving it a chance, but okay, so that took me out again. Again, I assume if you're watching like the 10th episode of this, you're used to my commentary not being coherent at all. Because I get like I'm like a puppy, like I get excited over different stuff. Okay, so this room was interesting. That's not what I had in mind, but okay, so I can't. Oh yeah, okay. I kind of overcommitted there. Oh my god, how many are there? Jesus. Okay, there we go. I was talking about Lost, I think. Time travel. That's right. So time travel, like I like the concept. I mean, who doesn't like the concept of, oh, and you need to shoot them in the back, okay. Who doesn't like the concept of time travel? It's interesting, right? It's a fantasy of all of us. We all want to go back, or I mean, honestly, I want to go in the future. Just want to see what we come up with, or like how we mess up the earth. So I know how much scared I have to be, you know. But in movies, it does feel like a cheap cop out. I would say 99% of the time, it's like, oh, this happened. I put time travel in my movie because I'm such a clever director. And now the plot, actually the person you killed was your brother and you didn't know because he's from another timeline. Ho ho, it's like, That's not shocking. That's just like, you don't know how your brother looked when he was 10 years younger. Like, I feel like people don't change so significantly that you would not be able to recognize them. But they cast like a totally different actor. They cast a totally different actor who looks way different, like has a different eye color, and like in no way like their genetic disposition is not similar at all. And they're like, haha, I'm so clever, you didn't notice it. And then you go online and read the theories, and people are like, well, actually the movie alludes to it in 7 different spots. Like, they're a little, like, he had the trinket, which was a relic from his brother when they used to. Okay, I didn't see that was a bomb. Okay, that's fine. Oh, he exploded. That's cool. Yeah, so he had a relic from his brother, where he actually got it from, like, when they were kids and they were riding the train together. This is actually a reference to Grave of the Fireflies, blah blah blah. I don't know, right? And just like, dude, I mean, I respect you going through all this analysis to deliver me this information and just essentially say, well, you know, I spent like weeks analyzing this movie and watching YouTube videos just to see where we're at, just to justify the director's choice of using time travel for a cheap plot device. But ultimately, like, all I'm saying is, I mean, I'm not saying that you can't. I mean, obviously, like, if you do that, that's I think that's great. That's genuinely great, because I mean, sometimes I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna scroll through the movie if I see it's something interesting, and I'm gonna try to analyze it. But you know, you have to recognize when you're dealing with someone who's just trying to be smart, and then with someone who's actually making a smart movie. And that's just my opinion. Especially, like I said, with time travel, like Tenet, like, let's be honest here, I feel is a little bit circle jerky, right? It's one of those which tries too hard to be clever and cute, and I don't think it ends up being either. I'll be honest. Maybe this is blasphemous. Maybe I have some hardcore Nolan fans in the midst. They're like the four regular viewers again. They're gonna be like, ah, you're talking shit about Christopher Nolan. I can't have this. I respected you until now. But hey, I mean, I love Christopher Nolan. Don't get me wrong. Like, The Dark Knight, genuinely one of the best movies. I mean, one of the most enjoyable movies. I wouldn't say the best movies I've seen in my lifetime. And also, honestly, The Prestige, fantastic. I love it. It has a certain flair and a charm to it. But Tenet, man, Tenet is a product of someone who had the vision and like did nothing to contain it. And maybe that's not the fair statement, because I don't think Christopher Nolan is a bad director. I'm just saying that when you get down to it, like, Tenet is just a self-serving little masterpiece, or it's trying to be a masterpiece, I suppose. It's trying. I mean, maybe that's not fair to say, because it's quite campy in many regards, but I do feel like the movie takes itself too seriously for what the premise is, and I do somehow take offense with movies who take themselves a little bit too serious. Evil Eye. Okay, so it replaced Binky? Huh. Okay, so is there a way for me to kinda... Okay, so I can scroll around with control and I can pick up a different item. So if I pick up this item, see, I still have the health upgrade. Okay, that's fantastic. So that's exactly what I wanted to know. So now, because I can scroll through the items actually, I can make my run to hold only the best 8 passive items, which do something, and that's fantastic. And also all the items that give you something, like a consumable or a heart, like, you can just toss them and it's fine. Okay, I see. So this works kind of like I expected it to. And I feel like there's no way you'll make a strong run, especially with a D6, right? It just feels like this character feels like it was made for someone who enjoys how the old eyes, like Afterbirth Plus was, except it's less tedious and just more fun. And that's great, because you can really make everything in your vision. Yeah, there's no way I'm not getting hit like 7 times here. Okay, it's fine. It's not that... Oh, nice, thank you for the shortcut. So Tenet, I was talking about. I was absolutely blasting Tenet. And again, I think ultimately comes down to time travel. I don't know what it is. When people talk, like, everyone has their own idea of time travel, but nobody really understands it. And we're all like, well, you know, when you go to the past, like, there's an alternate dimension. Like, there's usually one of two things that happen in movies, right? Either it's you go into your past, and there's and you can't change the past, essentially always create a new timeline, or you go into the past and whatever you do has a profound effect on the future. And in a sense, like, none are really compelling, I feel, because in neither case you really know what. In one case you know what the outcome is going to be, in the other one you don't. Like, it's, and usually with the way the movies are structured, it's always kind of predictable, even though it's supposed to use this time travel device to make itself unpredictable. And then why it becomes obtuse is not because the concept itself would be obtuse, but it's because the director is intentionally making it harder to understand than it needs to be. And that's where I take my... That's where I draw my problem with these movies. It's just merely the fact that someone's telling you, like, hey, you didn't get it? Well, I mean, you don't understand time travel. I'm not saying, of course, I'm not saying that you can't have a good time travel movie. I feel like some are interesting. Like, I mean, I'm not saying Primary is a good movie. It's not. But in terms of time travel, like, it's trying to be complex, and I feel like it achieves that. Like, the entire premise of that film just seems like it's, oh, I'm gonna be as complex as possible, and I'll try to make sense. And then, of course, people say, oh, it makes a lot of sense if you think about it. Of course, I'm not saying it doesn't. I'm just saying. So wait, so if I do this, wait, I have a theory. So if I pick this up, I get a health upgrade, right? I'll pick this up again because it's just regular health. So if I keep picking this two up, am I still gonna get like an infinite amount of health? Not sure about that. An interesting theory to try out, that's for sure. Like, this is just, like, all of the items I have are better than this, I think. But it's a health upgrade. Oh, I wanted to pick the other one. My bad. So I'm also wondering how this affects the transformations. Do you need to have all 3 needles at the same time to activate the sponge transformation, or is one just simply enough? I mean one, like picking them separately. I keep forgetting what these guys do. Like, it's this is a shameful display. Okay. Still, I haven't internalized. Dance is not good. Go away, fly. I should have picked up that red heart. I'm playing with fire though. Literally. Okay. You stay away from me. BFF seems good. I won't pick it up though. Wait, BFF increases. Almost walked into that one again. I swear to God, I'm the biggest menace to myself. Ghost Pepper, like, it's oh wait, how does this change everything? It doesn't really, right? From my understanding, doesn't even give me more shots, so that's a shame. Or maybe it does give me more shots, but is it like significantly more? It doesn't feel like it's worth the charge, because I have a pretty low charge right now. I don't know. I'll stick to this, it feels safer. Like, I'm looking to replace Evil Eye, I think. That's not a very good item. Virgo, I also think is just okay. But our run feels pretty much locked at this point, I guess. Like, it's... Unless we get something like Brimstone, or even like something really crazy, like, I don't know, Ludovico, or something that really amplifies the strength of a run. We're obviously gonna take everything, because there's no reason not to, because you can just put it down and maybe you can see if there are some unexpected synergies. But I feel like it's gonna be hard for us to find like a much better item to some extent. I really do like how the first knife piece is a handle and the second one is just the blade. That's pretty cool. See you later, nerd. See you later, nerd. I always like when he charges right past you. It's really funny. Give me another one, please. Thank you. See you later. I'll just take my time, dude. I have no... I'm in no rush. Nice, okay. I thought that was gonna hit me, but it didn't. I had an absolutely gnarly room yesterday here. Okay, so that was just poor planning on my part. I need another bomb. The last room is always super difficult. Or annoying, I guess. It just takes too long. It's not hard, per se. But yeah, yesterday I had a very gnarly last room. It was just... It was honestly a little bit too much. Okay, just look, let's just make a deal. You go there, I go here. I'll get out of here. That's it. Oh, please open the door. Thank you. We're back to regular land. Woohoo! So yeah, man, time travel movies. Alright, I already picked it up. I was like, where's this here? Mausoleum, I need to give 2 hearts. I think I can afford that. Maybe I can't. I'll see next floor. I know I picked up like two red heart items, I think. And I didn't even test, like I couldn't test if it's switching between them. Okay, so... I don't know how to... Oh, they pressed the button. Okay, that makes sense. Going into a new floor with an unknown amount of health. Hopefully you respect my alacrity here. And just the absolute bravery. Especially these guys. Like, these guys I am not a fan of. They're nasty. Okay, see, they keep multiplying. That's so cool. I love purple. Purple is a great color, by the way. Like, I'm gonna... This is a hill I'm willing to die on. I don't think it's the best color. I just think it's a good color. The best color, I think, is without a doubt orange. Rune shard. Like, I'm still not sure what these little fellas do. Maybe they have effects of runes. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. So this room seems like I don't want to deal with it. I'll just go around, honestly, because this just loops around. I'm just exploring. I feel like a tourist in this floor more than anything. Hey, can you show me where the nearest McDonald's is? I'm kind of hungry. I don't want to try it of the local food just in case I get food poisoning, so I'll just stick to something that's tried and true. And that's McDonald's, like wherever you go, like you know what to get, right? Like, I'm not sure, like, and also to an extent, here's a secret of mine, because like I want to go like in America, right? Like again, if someone's from America, please don't take this the wrong way, but fast food was kind of born there, and we have McDonald's here, but it doesn't feel like it's real McDonald's, right? It feels like it's not fake per se, but it just feels like an imitation. It's like Nutella, right? Because you have their own local brands, but the real one is, I don't know, let's say from Austria or whatever. I always forget that these rocks live spikes, and I've never stepped on them, because whenever that happens, I don't have enough health to justify it. Oh, man. But yeah, I was just saying, so like, I want to go to America, just like, I mean, not just for that, obviously, there's a lot of things to see. It's like a giant country. But yeah, I'm interested in seeing like how it differs from like one country to another. Like if there's a significant difference, if maybe your patties are softer, or maybe your bread is drier. I don't think there's gonna be a huge difference, but for sure. Okay, but I stepped on the towel. Okay, that's fine. But for sure, I assume there's gonna be some difference, right? And I want to be the one to explore it. I'm sure if I go online and I see like, I don't know, Big Mac comparison, I'm gonna find what I'm looking for. But it's one thing to see it, and it's another thing to taste it entirely, right? I've also been in the channels which make fast food reviews for a living, because when that started out, it just seemed like a joke. Like, we all know that fast food tastes good. I mean, good. It tastes. So here's my problem with the vernacular of just the English language, I guess, in general. But when you say something tastes good, right? Like, there's a difference when you're eating a good meal and you see it being prepared. Like, if you go to an artisan restaurant... Okay, so... I'm... Whenever I see a new color of these spikes, I always freak out because it's like, what does it do? Oh man. But for example, I was saying, like, if you go to an artisan restaurant where there's someone who's making their pasta in an authentic Italian way, full health, that's great. And you taste them and it's like, wow, this is really good. Like, this is genuinely quality stuff, right? You feel like you're tasting not just food itself, but culture, like someone's love and preparation for it. And with fast food, like, that's lost, right? You don't have any of that cultural impact, you don't have any of that prepared with love. It's just like some student grilling them over the hot plate, and it's I mean, it's fine, right? But it's not like I guess it depends on why you eat food in the first place. Do you eat it for like the culinary experience, for like the enjoyment? Are you someone who likes to spend a lot of time making your own food, or are you just someone who thinks food as a source, like as a fuel for your human body, and then like whatever you put inside is great? Because in that sense, then McDonald's or like fast food is great because it's a very cheap way to get a lot of energy. It's not the healthiest way. Like, you're probably gonna have less energy in the long run, right? Because it's gonna mess you up. But in the short term, for sure, right? There's something to be said about it. Okay. These rooms are really interesting because they're almost like little puzzles, and they definitely require more concentration than I can give them while I'm trying to talk about McDonald's. Again, both of these are not... I'll use a box of spiders. Okay, so the items do, like, the transformations do stack even if you don't have them. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. I think that's a positive, honestly, because then, I mean, if it was that you had to have all items at the same time, you just never see transformations as Tainted Isaac. Ha! That's not how I wanted it to go. Ha! Okay. This is ridiculous. No, okay, just go. Just go. Okay. So running here is definitely the best choice. And that's just something, again, like, it's gonna be fun for the first time to discover it, and the next time I'm just gonna know it. No matter how you look at it, it was a fun experience for the whole family. And yeah, so I was trying to say, I don't really get... here's the thing, right? Me and food, we're on, I would say, amicable terms. The act of eating is kind of frustrating. Because, like, you're hungry, like, you feel a little cranky. It's not what I would call, like, a good, honest experience. Okay, so, again, sometimes the pits mess me up more than the enemies do. Stab him with a knife. Oh, he does this as well. Okay. Trying to talk about McDonald's, dude. Okay. Man, I'll have to say. Okay, didn't know he did this, but I'm glad I had my shield. Pentagram? Definitely a useful item. I'll replace it for Evil Eye, because Evil Eye is honestly... It switches, of course. I re-rolled it into another set of items, okay. So wait, so if I pick up the box now, this is what I'm interested in. I get stuff, right? And then I can duplicate it with 2 of hearts. I have a full health pool, that's great. Okay, now if I pick it up again. Okay, it doesn't give me more stuff. Okay, that's cool, that's cool. A full health pool though, that's great, and I can re-roll the box. I can't because this is Mom and I can't leave this room. Of course. I forget this Mom has different attacks as well. Honestly, carried on the virtue of playing as this character alone and nothing else. Okay, surely there's gonna be something good here, right? There's so many items to choose from. Like, I re-roll this. I feel like we can do better. And like, I think that... I guess we can. I'll take the wafer. Thanks. On the basis that having the wafer plus full health plus a ton of red health is gonna be good. It's gonna be good in the long run. So yeah, McDonald's. McDonald's, fast food, like if you see food is something like just fuel for your body, like don't let me stop you. But I find that appalling, because that just means like eating is nice. Eating is just not even a habit, but like some sort of necessity. And you know, it's like you can do better than that. you can take food and you can eat it for the sake of enjoying it. Now, the problem that comes with enjoying food as a culinary adventure is the fact that there's no possible way you can really dine on that level on a daily basis. Like, not even close, right? Because there's all other things you have to do, and like there's just not enough time. You can't like make a gourmet lunch every single day. But the times where you can make it, it's so much better. This maybe didn't make any sense. So honestly, just like the past like 10 minutes, I would say I'm trying to focus on the game while delivering an off-the-cuff anecdote, which doesn't really make any sense, like when you look at it out of the context of fishtail. Wait, doesn't this mean when you take damage you get some flies? Or am I misremembering? No, it's something different. I think it's something a little better, so I'll keep it. Maybe it doubles the flies you get. That sounds like it's plausible. Yeah. Oh, and you just discovered my shame there, because the heart ran away from me. So if you don't know how you unlock that, you basically unlock the fleeting hearts. What is this room? Like, what's this enemy? There's so much health. Okay. You unlock the fleeting hearts by restarting 50 times, I think. And now he's a champion, so he has even more health. Oh, okay. Okay, perfect. Yeah, I'm not going there. The force it took for me to ingest that when I said I'm not going there was enough to cause me to have a little cough, because the idea itself was so appalling. I literally lost my breath. I'm just thinking of like what the next items we're gonna replace. Virgo, I guess, at this point doesn't really serve a function, but the fact it does give us some damage resistance is good. So I feel like defensively this is a really good run. I mean, we have a full health pool, we have the Wafer, we have Virgo obviously, which is just also excellent. Book of Shadows might be our go-to until the... But then again, like if I reroll... I rerolled because of Bookworm, and because if I manage to reroll enough more times, I'll actually able to get some nice items from that. It will just exhaust the pool, and then we're gonna get something better. That's the plan. The big maggots are also super cute. I love them. Oh, there you are. Oh, here's another little one. So in that respect, I'm just glad that Isaac didn't go the path of putting time travel. No, I'm kidding. Like in games, I remember the one game. So this might be a little bit out there because it's definitely a lot older. But one of the games I played was called Singularity. That was a really cool little experience because essentially you had. So I know I'm better than this. That's why that's why I'm upset. Okay, just focus. Okay, yeah, just easy dodge. What an annoying room. Like genuinely, like it's not hard one-on-one, but when you're trying to follow the guy bouncing around and just waiting for him to pop up, it's so easy to misstep into the bullet. like there's no reason why it felt as hard as it did. And I feel again like it's just up to practice. But yeah, so Singularity, I was talking about that game. Essentially, that's like a game where you have a little device which is able to age things and I think make them younger or older. Like I think it maybe works both ways, maybe it just works one way. But I do remember it was like a really cool experience because you were able to turn people into dust because you would age them so much it would turn into dust. Then you'd use them to get over obstacles and such. And the one scene that really stands out in my mind is the final scene, which is basically just a giant. Like you come to this source of the Singularity, I believe. There's just like a giant dome and a giant hexagon. I think it was a hexagon ball made like it's blue and it just feels like it's radiating some time juice. I guess is the best way to put it. And you know, I've always felt that that was such a cool concept, and time travel isn't really explored all that much in games as much as it is in movies, I feel. I'm sure there are some nice time travel games out there, but like none really come or pop to mind when I think about it. So maybe I'm missing something. If you know of any that are like really good, please let me know. Okay, so I don't know if I'm blind. Oh, I'm supposed to go. See, this is the curse of having a bad monitor again, because I literally didn't see that there's another room up there. Catastrophic. That's catastrophic. It's tragic, actually. So we're on Corpse 1. Okay, so there are 2 floors of this, I think, and then we have the final boss at the end. Okay. I'm just thinking in terms of... Oh, okay, so that was unfortunate. Okay, nice. Nice. Now, I'm just afraid if I take the rune shard, I'm gonna be locked out. So I'll just... I mean, yeah, this is better. Because I can just go back for the rune shard now. And it's very unlikely that I get... Okay, what the hell are... Okay. I fought bosses like this before. And literally every single bit of that gave me a... gave me a fly. Nice. Rune shard, so that gave me a defensive rune. Now, Rotten Hearts, I'm kind of lost about how they work. Okay, so I got a health upgrade and you can just put it on. Yeah, so I can always pick up a health upgrade for free. That's good. Now, Rotten Hearts, I feel like they replaced your red heart, but they make it so that when you get hit, you actually lose it. Now, essentially, it doubles the damage you take for that one heart, but you get a fly every time you enter a room for every rotten heart you have, or you get 2 flies essentially. So that means that if you're good enough, if you have good spirit hearts, this room, huh? I know how to deal with this room. Now I have to go forward. Oh my god. Okay. I feel like there's an easy way to. It's just go. Just. It devolved into chaos so quickly. It started out so well. I was like, okay, I have a plan. Then I got hit and I just bolted. I was like, maybe I can make it out of this room by only getting hit twice. And I was right. I didn't actually have to come up here. So that room on top of that was just to troll me. It's surprising because, okay. Whew. I feel like I used to be good at stuff like this at some point in my life. And I think I still am. I just doubting myself. Like that's with games especially. Like this, like you often get the advice that sometimes you just have to will it to make it happen. And I feel like in a lot of cases that doesn't really help. Like no matter how much you will of writing a good essay, if you're not someone who's like good at writing essays, it just won't happen. Obviously, like if you try and if you have a positive attitude, it's gonna turn out better than if you have a negative attitude and you're like, it's gonna suck anyway. I think that's, hopefully, we don't have to explain it. So having a positive attitude definitely helps. I don't know where the last enemy is. Oh, there it is. But in terms of, is it gonna make a huge difference? I don't think it will, right? That's just my experience. But in games, absolutely. I feel like games are, like, once you put enough hours in, like at this point, especially in Isaac, I feel like a lot of it is just down to confidence. Like, I'm definitely taking more damage because I'm feeling less confident. And if I was just trusting my gut more and just trusting the muscle memory I've accrued over thousands of hours playing this game, I feel like I'd get hit a lot less. So, and I feel like this is a phenomenon that you can experience yourself. Like, especially if you have rooms like this, if you just trust yourself and just go, like, not think about it, like, somehow it just works out in the end. And if you have rooms where maybe you don't trust yourself as much, then you start second guessing yourself, and it's very easy not to get hit once, but like 7 times when it would have been enough. Like even if you did it in the worst way possible, you still get hit more times than any other way, and that's kind of a bummer. And I feel like that's exactly what happened there, right? Like in the worst case scenario, like you get hit twice there because you go there and back, and then you do another run, right? But I got hit 3 times because I panicked. I was like, this is too fast for me. My brain can't keep up. There you are. Heart, please, thank you. So the fact that you can pick health ups with Isaac and let them down just makes me feel like red health is gonna be so much more powerful on him. Because essentially it's an item that you don't have to trolley around along with you. I mean, to be fair, it just becomes a regular health up to an extent. But so far it didn't feel too limiting. Like having only 8 items didn't feel too limiting to me. Precisely because of that. Like if I had to balance like how much health I have and how much health I don't have, it would be a different story. But as is, this feels really good. Like he feels like a fun little character. I would say maybe on the easier side for now, than necessarily harder. But I'm sure the harder characters are gonna come. So hopefully they don't nerf him or anything. And if they do, then I'll trust the designers to know what they're doing. Because I played it once. I played this character once, and I have no idea what the hell he does, what kind of benefits he has. I'll need to play him like 100 more times to really figure him out. But for now, having a good time in Corpse 2. Hanging with my buddies, my corpse rotting zombie buddies. We're just chilling. Talking about corpses and zombies, The Walking Dead is still airing. That's insane to me. I used to watch The Walking Dead a lot. Like it was undoubtedly one of my favorite shows for a certain period of time. And honestly, it's a huge stain on me, like on me as a person. The comics are great, don't get me wrong, but the show itself is just like beyond reprieve. And I want to finish this bit, so I'm gonna go try to find the second secret room, or maybe even pick up some health because I see that they're scattered around. I can pick up that one. But yeah, like, and I just realized like the 10th season is still coming out, and that just shocked me. And that was what I wanted to say. Okay, let's go fight the boss now. Isaac versus Mother. Right. Okay. So she has these attacks. Okay. So I just need to be careful. Like with Curse of Darkness, it's a bit hard to see for me which arm she's moving around. Oh god. Okay, I'm in the danger zone. Okay. So some of the bullets fly vertically, and that's messing me up a lot. Oh god. The second phase. Right, she does this a lot. Okay, that's a shame. So she goes left and right, and then she goes left and right again, yeah. Okay. Just heal. No reason not to. Like, I'm not sure how to dodge that. Like, it feels a little bit too fast. I guess I know how to dodge that, right? I guess the arena feels a little too small. I can use the upper side of the arena. Okay, just move to the other side. Okay, so this works. Okay, I thought because the bullets kind of curve downwards a little bit. I've seen this before for sure. Opa. Because you see, when they fall down, they go down a bit, and I thought maybe you get hit there. Okay, so she jumps in the middle, I think, or on top of it. Okay. I feel like over the course of that fight, I ended up actually getting some really nice experience. So, that was fun. I feel like we had a productive run. It was certainly interesting in a lot of regards, and we managed to beat this boss. We had some good banter along the way. Sorry, I need to hydrate because my throat is a bit dry, so I'm lagging. my throat is lagging. So not to strain it any further, I'm just gonna say thank you for watching. Hope you had a nice time. I had a nice time, and I hope to see you next time. That rhyme. Okay, so have a nice day. Goodbye.